Hello.
The speaker was having the issue regarding the mirror image. I told her
Ha,
that
no, no, no. It's mirror only.
she was having her doubts. It should not be like this, etc. But I told her nothing to worry. You please don't.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
She's jumped out.
Sure. Can we start?
Yeah, please let us start.
Okay. Just a second. Okay. So, good evening, everyone. I hope we are live on YouTube. Yeah. Okay. Good evening, everyone. A very warm welcome to all the participants joining us across the country and beyond. I am Athaf Tiwari, co-founder and director of NCORE Foundation, uh, India's first cyber rehabilitation enabler, and it's my pleasure to moderate today's session for the Cyber Aware Thursday series. At NCORE Foundation, we believe that cybersecurity is not just a technical concern, it's a leadership, governance, and social responsibility. Organizations today are not only dealing with hackers or malware, they are navigating an increasingly complex ecosystem of national state threat, supply chain compromise, AI driven attacks, and sophisticated social engineering. Yet, despite this evolving threat landscape, many organizations are still rely on outdated and assumption about cyber risk. This is precisely why today's session is very much important. Our theme for the discussion for today's session is Global Cyber Threat Landscape Lesson from International Audit and Investigations. In the next 1 hour, we will be exploring how cyber threats are evolving globally, what organizations are missing in their security posture, and most importantly, what lessons, investigation, and real world audits are teaching us. Before we proceed, a couple of quick housekeeping points. Kindly keep your microphone on mute during the session. You may share your questions in the chat box. We will take the audience question in the end. There is a specific Q&A segment towards the end, so please wait for your turn for question answers. Okay, so now to begin our session, I would like to invite Mr. R. Sarvana Kumar sir, advisor at ENCO Foundation and former chairman of Computer Society of India, Coimbatore chapter, to introduce our distinguished speaker for today. The stage is yours, sir.
Thank you. Iniya Malay Vanakkam. Good evening to everyone present here. On behalf of the organizers of the monthly First Thursday Cyber Awareness Series, I warmly welcome all participants joining us today from academia, industry, and the student community. Cybersecurity today is no longer just a technical topic reserved for IT professionals. With cyber attacks becoming intelligent, automated, AI driven, and borderless, cyber awareness has become a shared responsibility for individuals, institutions, and organizations alike. Today's session aims to provide a deeper understanding of this rapidly evolving landscape. It is my great pleasure to introduce our distinguished speaker for this evening, Mrs. Santhya, an international trainer and cybersecurity consultant with extensive experience in cybersecurity training, auditing, and consulting. Mrs. Santhya is a certified EC Council instructor and has trained professionals and students across the globe in various domains of cybersecurity, including ethical hacking, digital forensics, incident response, threat intelligence, and secure coding practices. She holds an MTech in cybersecurity from Amrita Vishwavidyapeetham and has earned several globally recognized certifications like CEH, ECSA, CHFI, CTIA, CompTIA Security Plus, ECDE, and many others in the cybersecurity domain. Her professional experience includes conducting ISO 27001 and ISO 27002 security audits for organizations abroad, performing VAPT assessments in the UAE, and carrying out cybersecurity investigations and penetration testing assignments. Mr. Santya has delivered international training programs and workshops for organizations and professionals across several countries and has also trained personnel from organizations such as Indian Air Force, TCS, Capgemini, and various global technology and security teams. Through today's session titled Global Cyber Threat Landscape Lessons from International Audits and Investigations, she will share valuable insights drawn from real world audits, cyber investigations, and emerging threat trends. I am confident that this session will provide practical perspectives that bridge academia learning with industry realities and help all of us better understand the evolving cyber threat environment. Without further delay, it is my privilege to invite Mrs. Santya to deliver her session. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Saranakumar sir, and the team for this effort. And I appreciate your interest towards spreading the awareness among the young minds as well as the working professionals. And sorry for my voice. If you could not able to hear me properly, you can just let me know in the message. And as earlier the coordinator have mentioned, if you have any questions, it is okay to put that on the chat box, and I could able to take it up whenever it has been possible. So let me share my screen. Kindly acknowledge if you could see that.
Yes.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. So today, one of the most wonderful topic, or I could say one of the most important topic that everyone should be aware of, and there are actually a lot of myths between the organization employees, or else it might be behind the students. Say there are a lot of questions with the young minds. There are a lot of confusions, and there are false informations that is being spread among the future let's say trends and etc. So I'm here to clarify all those things. So me as everyone have introduced, so I am the founder and director of ABG Cyber Solutions, and I hold 11 plus years of experience in cyber security. So with my experience, I have learned a lot of things. I could say that very proudly that I am aware of a lot of things. So it is because I always put why in front of me, why this is actually happening. I encourage all the young minds or even the freshers or the employees or any working professionals as well. So always, whatever you do, even if you search simple Google, what you have to understand, you have to learn how actually this is happening, how Google is exactly answering your question. So similarly, just always put a why question in front of you to learn about new things. So that's how your skill set would improve. So before you're going into today's topic, so why are we currently here learning very specific about this global threats and also very important topic focusing towards AI threats or involvement of AI in cybercrime, cyber threats. So just to understand that, I wanted to just tell you this information first so that you can start visualizing what exactly is been happening in digital world. So this picture actually represents what happens online in 60 seconds. 60 seconds is just nothing but in 1 minute of time. So if you see in 1 minute of time, okay, 1 minute, 60 seconds, this is an average minimalistic count, I could say. Say 70,000 of video messages are shared via WhatsApp, and let's say more than like 21 billions of messages has been sent. around 70,000 hours of Netflix videos is being watched. Around 1 lakh Android apps are downloaded in 1 minute. And see, there are 23 lakhs of Google searches in just 1 minute. And when you see the Facebook, 30 lakhs or 3 billions of items are shared in 1 minute, and more than 15 millions and billions of emails are shared. An interesting fact towards your YouTube, see, this big numbers of like 1,39,000 hours of videos is being watched in just 1 minute. Just think of the data that is actually being generating or that is being processing. All this are happening in just 1 minute. Think of what it, how much number of data we could able to generate in 1 hour, 1 day, 1 week, 1 year, 1 month, 1 year, 1 decade. So actually, if you think the numbers are very high, and also whatever the communication that is being transferred, because it is all data, right? It is all digital world. This is what actually happening in digital world. I could just giving you a very small and rough numbers. So when we talk about this big numbers, so what actually happens is that all the communication is not transferred via a wired medium. Majority of the informations are transferred via a wireless medium. So when we talk about wireless medium, it is your Wi-Fi, or it can be your Bluetooth or your RFC signals, it could be anything. So when these data are transferred via a wireless medium, we use air as a medium of data transfer, meaning wireless communication uses air as a medium of data transfer. So now wherever the air circulates, your data are around the means it is all just something like your data are popping over your head. Now, since there is this amount of data, it leads to a lot of possibilities for the attacker to take the control over it. Or there is a possibility for the attacker to eavesdrop the data, your private informations. That's why WhatsApp claim that they are end-to-end encrypted, so that the data are secure, meaning the data is at rest or at the time of data transfer or at the time of processing, whichever the mode of data it is, always remain secure. So the same way, there is a possibility that the attacker could modify your contents or make your data unavailable. So there are a lot of possible attacks. So now, earlier it was all human made. So there should be an attacker. The attacker have to do some steps. I'll talk about those steps in a couple of minutes. So the attacker has to perform lot. The attacker has to put on a lot of efforts to just to get or or get some successful attack or to gain a control of a system. It was actually a very tough job being an attacker also, or attacker or a hacker also. But now, the current era that we are right now is with the help of AI, everything is very simple. Within seconds, it could able to generate. So to the beginners or the students who are being confused with what actually AI is. So AI is, as you all know the abbreviation, artificial intelligence. It is nothing but, see, now when there is this big number of data, like we have a lot of technologies you might have heard of, like cloud computing, we have machine learning, artificial intelligence, all those things. Because see, all this data collected together, we call it as a big data, high volume of data, big data. Now, to classify those things, meaning if I wanted to separate all the videos separately, assume I wanted to classify all the audio files separately, or I wanted to classify like say an MP3 separately, kind of it, okay? So from all this big number of data, I can't able to manually classify all those things. So I'm training a machine to do those things. So I'm feeding an information to a machine. Okay, if you see something like .mp3, put it in this folder. If you see something like .doc, put in this folder. If you see something like MP4, put in this folder. So similarly, the machine or the learning algorithms would help them to classify it automatically. Now, the role of cyber security is actually, like say, it is different from all the other technologies. Because again, all this data I can store it in a cloud where your big data, your artificial intelligence, your machine learning, your cloud computing, all these things are to make the things easier for an users. It is for user friendly ones. When I talk about cyber security actually acts as a protection shield, meaning all these technologies are grown beyond our expectation. So now we humans are here to protect ourselves from those technologies. So when I say that it has been, I am gonna protect myself from those technologies, meaning whenever I purchase a new laptop, the first thing I would do is I would protect it with a password, or I would install an antivirus, because the attacks or the cybercrime professionals or the other technologies, I could say, are grown beyond their expectation or beyond our expectation level. So now, so the same humans are the one who are trying to protect us from those technologies, right? So now, when I was talking about cyber security, I mentioned about AI, so which is just to make our task easier. So, which whatever I wanted to do, I do not have my bandwidth to support this big number of datas. So I need an assistant. So that assistant is nothing but a machine. As it was mentioned here, machines that replicate human like thinking. So now, what actually the difference when it comes to the other AIs and the latest we have generative AI? This is the history. So it is something like, I'm not gonna go very deep inside AI. So just think of a scenario as like just how we are doing. Okay. Now what we would do, when I see an apple, I know that it is an apple. So if I want to teach my kid, okay, like say if I want to kid my toddler that okay, it is an apple. So what I will tell her, okay, it is, see, apple would be in round in shape, it would be in red in color, and it would taste some sweet kind of that. I would teach her right there. The same way we used to feed information to an artificial intelligence or to a system. So we try to feed as much as information to a system and make it intelligent, so that at a particular point a machine can take decision on its own without human intervention. So that is the growth of AI now. And now the recent concept that we have, and that is one of the most dangers when we talk about cybersecurity, which is nothing but Gen AI, which is generative AI. So the difference between the conventional AI and the generative AI is nothing but, in the conventional or the traditional AIs, it will not generate new things. So if you ask me a picture of Apple into a conventional AI, what it will do is like it will just search the entire memory, and it will search its own entire memory. Okay, if it is Apple, then it will be like this. It will just dig into its memory and give you the image of already existing a picture. So it is not creating anything. Whatever it is there, it is just giving it out. So, but the generative AI, which is the latest one, which is nothing but, it could generate, it will never give you a content which is already being created. Okay. Or like say it is just not copy paste to you any content. So what it does is, it just whatever the memory, whatever the intelligence that it has, it just analyze, it just captures all the information, it just understand what it is and create, generate a new content. If you ask for an apple, it will create a picture of an apple. So now, when we apply this Gen AI to cyber crime, I'm not talking about cyber security, I'm talking about cyber crime for an illegal activity. So assume if I wanted to perform a phishing attack. Okay, what happens? I have phishing attack is nothing but I used to generate a malicious link, and I forward this malicious link to n number of people. When they click on that link, I would get means like say whoever is clicking on it, they would get compromised. I would get all the compromised person's information being an attacker. So to protect phishing attack, there was a protection mechanism saying that okay, if I assume that if I have received a phishing link, I find it phishing, and so I'm marking it as a phishing link. All right. So same way, so many people are marking it as phishing link. By the way, okay, everyone comes to a conclusion that okay, if this sort of email is coming, then it is a phishing link. So I am blocking it. So whenever a phishing link is been entering into my website, into my mailbox or to my organization network or anything, it would automatically block it. That is what we were writing. We were earlier. I repeat, earlier if I wanted to perform a phishing attack, I manually create a link, I forward it to people, and then when people are getting compromised, people suspect that it is a phishing link and they will mark it as a phishing. And then, depending upon the input, our browsers would started browser or our mail servers started blocking the phishing emails with the references that they have got earlier. Now, with the newest technology, Gen AI, which is capable of generating new things. So earlier we found the phishing link with a reference, which is the patterns. Now Gen AI is capable of creating a new phishing emails which could not be detected by your mail servers. So that is the latest challenge that we have. So the reason why I was talking about AI, Gen AI is all nothing but if you understand what is AI, Gen AI, you will understand about the attacks and everything, right? So far I think I'm good. You could able to understand. So if you have any question, please make a note of it, and like say at the end, I would be able to answer all those things, right? And then like how global cyber breaches unfold. Like say normally it's not like a normal way of an attacker compromising a system is nothing but the first step of hacking is reconnaissance. The reconnaissance is nothing but information gathering. Say for example, if I wanted to compromise for example, if it is surrounded, sir, okay, so now what I would do is I'll try to capture as much as information that is possible about my target, and then I'll try to get an initial access, like meaning try to compromise the system by sending like say creating a weapon like a phishing link or something. I send it to him saying that it is a survey or like a birthday greeting or a newer greeting kind of that. It could be anything. I'll try to send that to him to gain the initial access. And once I have gained the access of his system, I'll try to maintain it. Okay, I'll try to install some malware so that whenever I wanted to see what he is doing, I can able to do it. And if required, if I wanted to perform any of if I wanted to spread among his entire network, I would do. And from there, if I could able to capture some sensitive information, I would capture those information. And if nothing seems to be important or no sensitive informations I could found, then I'll try to spread the malwares like ransomware, which is a very trending malware now. Ransomware, I'll send that ransomware try to get some, if I'm not benefited based on the sensitive information, I would try to get a ransomware installed and try to get some ransom and try to get some let's say financial benefit out of it. Because see, whenever any attack an attacker is performing, the attacker should be worth doing it. It is not, let's say, at least the purpose or the main intention is to be taking revenge. There should be some motive, or there should be some let's say benefits that we should get or the attacker should get when they are doing it. So always the attacker should spend worthy time to, attacker will say spend a worth in spending time to get some worthful information. So for that, now we have a lot of modern tools and techniques that too with the help of AI, it becomes more easier. So modern cyber breaches are not actually a single event. They are carefully planned and it is a multi-stage operations. So always they combine between things and then they do attack. So you do not think that okay, it seems to a phishing link. If I just simply block it, the attack would break there. It might not be. It would be a chain of things the attacker would be keep trying out. So this is the way that the attacker would perform an attack. And because of AI, what are the attacks that become more trending? One, as I said, it is an automated phishing. Like say, if you just simply go to a browser, like say, I'm just showing you for an example. Let me open it in a new window. Like say, I'm just giving it, okay. I'm just telling, create me a sample phishing email for educational purpose, mentioning from APG Cyber Solutions. So what it would do is see, starting from the subject, urgent security verification required, attack access required. See, dear user, we have a dedicated unusual login activity on your corporate account. Verify this. So this is the phishing link. So I could able to like say see what all I could do. Like meaning, if this email seems to be like a very professional, it seems to be from if I'm sending that via a corporate email, there are a lot of ways that I could do. So this is possible. So where earlier they used to detect a phishing email just by like say usually they used to detect this sort of phishing emails just by either seeing the grammatical errors, or they used to identify this via a change in some words or the name of the organization or the clarity or spacing, kind of that. It would be any of the reason. But when this AI is started generating for us, it's become even more smart, and identifying those things becomes quite difficult. And the second one is deep fake scams. There are a lot of things that is actually happening. You people might have come across this, and you would be aware more than me. There was a trending picture earlier. It was going right. It was even was there in the in a lot of news articles and all. If you upload a picture and whatever the way you wanted to, if you wanted to be if you want to look like a KGF hero, the AI would change you like that. Or if you wanted to look like a heroine sort of poacher, you wanted to, the AI could generate it for you. Okay, you are actually at 100 kg in weight, which is like say overweight size. But if you wanted to reduce your size with the help of AI, it could do whatever you want. Like say you are kind of a darkish shade, you want it to be fair enough, it would obviously change those things. But people actually do not know the like say what I could say, the people do not know the uh, impacts or the consequences of uploading those videos. They would think it is interesting, it is fun, it is nice, lovely. People, and that too the young minds are now behind, most of people are behind AIs, right? So it is now, seems to be good, but AI is not safe at all. So because whatever you are, I wanted to tell all whoever is there in the meeting, when you make something digital, okay, even if you take a photo, okay, you do not have a control of those data, because you might store that data in a Google Drive, or you might have stored that in a Google Photos. You will not have any control. So until and unless you make something digital, you will not have a control, or you cannot say that your data would be secure. So you and also there was one news they were saying, when there was a girl picture which has been posted to AI, and just to check, it was in a full hand chudidar picture. If you have seen that news, you would remember it. It was a full hand kurti was there when when she uploaded a photo, and she was trying to change her as a heroine sort of picture, like say old age heroine sort of, which was very trending like last 6 months before. And the Gen AI could able to there was actually a mole on her left hand near her like say forearm, right? The Gen AI could exactly fix because if it is a fully covered kurti, the moles could not be detected, right? But Gen AI could able to take a reference from the previous picture of hers, and it exactly pasted that mole over there. So if this could be done via AI, just think what AI could do. Or the other way, you can think what AI could not do. Whatever you want, AI could do it. And that too, as I said, with the help of generative AI. I could not actually blindly tell AI is not secure. I was very focused towards Gen AI now, because the conventional AIs would able to capture the data from what it has. But when we talk about Gen AI, it could able to create a lot of things, which is very harm. And same a rapid vulnerability discover. Earlier, whenever we, being a security professional, whenever I wanted to identify a vulnerability, I have to sit for an hour. I have to sit for an hours, not even hour, it's hours, to find a vulnerability. But AI actually made it simple. So I can't take that as a positive or a negative, because, let's say, when I take it as a positive, actually, when I could able to find the vulnerabilities easily, the same the attacker could able to find that easily also, right? So I have to be very cautious when we are dealing with AI and AI malwares. Very interesting nowadays, because see, normally how we detect a malware or a malicious software is nothing but as like the phishing email, based on the patterns, based on the like say dictionaries that we have, or based on the references, based on the pattern of the attack, either it may be a behavior based or it is a signature based, we could able to detect it. But now AI made it even more difficult for a cyber security professional to detect it, because it is creating a malware in a unique way, so that the because like say when there is a huge number of logs, we humans do not sit and analyze these logs, obviously no. We instruct a SOC, we will have a SOC environment, security operation center, where all the logs will be sent to a SOC team, and there will be an alert when seems to be something suspicious. And just I'm repeating again, it will log only if there is any suspicious activity. What if? via AI. I am making it even more normal. I am making it even more evaded way. I could not able to detect it. So as a security professional, I am failing to identify those attacks. So a malware can be installed easily, ransomwares can be installed easily, very easy way to attack it. And botnets. So when the malware is being installed in a system, one single system, I call that a single system as a bot, as like a robot, which is a compromised machine, making it more controlled way so that whatever the attacker is telling, it could able to perform. The same smart evasion, as I said, it could able to uh, uh, detect all the existing tools. It means avoiding those detections. That is one of the common crimes actually we are facing with this AI. So, as I said, just to give you some insights of it, new AI driven cybersecurity threats that you need to watch, being a professionals or being a any experienced persons. So first one, AI, with the help of AI, we could able to perform automated vulnerability discovery, which means we could able to identify the vulnerabilities or the weak points as faster as we could think of. Second, data poisoning. So the attacker, see, just think of a scenario, okay? We are saying, we like say AI is more intelligent, and now how AI is more intelligent? Because of the knowledge that it has. So now, what if the attacker is corrupting those knowledge? Okay, so what if, see, if I am training AI that apple is red in color. What if the attacker is giving some poison or like say some malicious information or false information to AI saying that apple is black in color? So whatever the information that we are getting from AI would be a false information. And when you take that information and when you do another chain of operations, that also might be misleaded. That is one of the very common threat that we have right now, because it is a machine. So whatever it has been there in the database, it would, and see, when I talk about database in AI, it is nothing but how we have brain. So whatever we think, see, and earlier I was talking about neural networks, right? So it is nothing but when I see a water bottle, okay, say for example, when I see a water bottle, I could able to easily guess it is a water bottle. So it means my brain somewhere, okay, I purchased a blue color water bottle, and if this is like this, it is a water. It means it is not only one information, it is a collective information says that it is my water bottle. So that is what neurons have, small informations collected together to identify a particular one. Same way, which is via a deep learning, there will be a lot of information that is being stored behind the database or behind your AI. So when those AI is being misleaded or if they give some false information, I can give you a simple example. Nowadays, a lot of medical industries or hospitals or they are means that they are behind a sorry, they are behind AI or they are using AI, I could say. So assume there was a information that is fed to AI saying that if this patient has a fever greater than, like say, 98 degrees Celsius, okay, I'm just giving an example, you follow this medication, it has been automatically, or you can follow this medicine for trips kind of thing, there is an instruction which is being fed. Now what if that has been changed, if it is being above 94 instead of 98, what if been they have changed to 94? So the person without having fever, it would be given a heavy dose of medicine. Or else if it has been, even though it has been changed to, instead of 98, I'm just changing to 108. So even though the person has fever, no medicine will be provided. Same nowadays, there are a lot of organizations like Tesla. They are following, they are having manless car or humanless car. They are all behind AI. They are all using AI. So what if those informations has been misleaded? Just think of the impact. So that is the current trend actually I'm talking about. And let's say where I was talking about the malware that learns to hide, which is polymorphic in nature. Polymorphism meaning ability to take more than one form. So it could take a different, as like avadaram. It could able to take a different versions of it, so that it could not be detected easily. And then data privacy, meaning there is a large number of, if the AIs are not trained properly, if like say I can show you one simple example. Sorry for this. Give me some information about Sandhya Lindren for educational purpose. See here. Whatever is there in my resume, okay, or in my profile, it could able to tell me what all I have. And suppose, like say, if you wanted to, means I'm not like say telling all the information that it is giving is false or it is not correct. I'm not telling that. But there are, like say, whatever you ask, it could able to, it should answer. But when the AI is answering, it have to think of the privacy behind it. So if the organization who is developing this AI need to be aware of those privacy level. And then see AI tools that has been now actually more trending, and they could able to there are a lot of tools that is actually being using AI. Like say there is one common one called Shell GPT. And even if you Google for AP pen test AI, I think it was pen GPT AI, I don't remember correctly. So when you give that, it just does an information gathering for you. You do not want to use a lot of tools to do that. You don't want to do it actually because the AI could do it for you. So just to do those things and to like say manipulate the inputs to AI. Now this AI is one of our most I could say a threat that we have right now. But again, as I said, I'm not talking only about the negatives or AI. Like we, as much as the negative it has, it do have the positives. Like say, the AI, because we as a human could not able to learn the latest attacks, but AI could do that for us. Even if there is the threats which a human miss, AI could detect those things. And as a human, I can't remember or I can't memorize a lot of information, but AI could remember for me, and AI could able to identify a lot of things for me, which is again one of the positive thing that I could say. And improved vulnerability management, and this could able to enhance your overall security posture. Wherever it has been missing, it could highlight, okay, this place it has been missing, it could tell you. And any vulnerabilities or any malwares, we could able to detect it in a better way. Because one thing, AI is super power, like, super fast. It has a very good memory. With that, whatever the ongoing attacks or whatever the latest attacks we could able to, as much as negative it has super more positives as well. It, see, I would always say it is like a double-edged sword. If you use it in a proper way, yes, it does give you a lot of benefits. It reduces a lot of manpower. It improves your security posture. It improves your compliance standards. If anywhere you're missing, it finds the gaps in the organization and it would fill those things. But yes, if you're not following it properly, it would hit you back. So, just for the young minds to know about the evolution of the cyber threats from the via this last 10 years. In the earlier cyber crime, as I was talking about, it is just basic phishing attack was there. There was a basic malwares and normal data breaches, which was not impacting many of the users in 2020s. When doing our pandemic, COVID is one of the area, like say, where there was a large number of remote attacks trying to take the system and, remotely, and because every system have their VPN not VPN, sorry, their RDP protocol enabled, and via that there was lot of attacks that has happened, and COVID-19 phishing campaign was there, and there were WannaCry. If you there was early like say old employees, they would be remembering about WannaCry, CryptLockers ransomware, which actually have threatened the entire globe. And now, like say in 2022, like say there were like say a lot of like attacks or attacks on the infrastructure, physical attacks. There are a lot of ways that they have been updated. And then in the 2022 or 2023, I could say that there were a lot of attacks, like say the Russia Ukraine cyber warfare. Now actually how they have a war with physical war. Earlier there was like some war with cyber warfare. When we talk about cyber warfare, it is nothing but one people will attack, the other people will defend. Again, depends upon their defensive mechanism. I would create another attack technique, attack method, attack it, defend it, kind of that it was there. And then now, as you know, it is all AI based. So becomes very easy, very difficult, very easy to perform the attack, very difficult to detect those also. So that's how it was. Earlier it was very basic one, even with a tool called, not tool, a forum called Virus Total, I can easily detect the phishing attack. But now, if you even just upload it to Virus Total, it says that no malware detected because of the change in AI. See, cyber threats have evolved from simple phishing and ransomware attacks to an advanced nationwide cyber warfare and an AI-powered polymorphic cybercrime ecosystems ready to strive in the coming years. So you young minds or the working professionals need to be even more responsible in keeping your data secure. Now, many one do have this, like say, uh, have a false or a myth that okay, if my organization or following some compliances or standards, then like say I'm safe. Actually, it's not. It is like say everyone has a driving license and but they do not know how to drive it. It's something like that. So because there are a lot of hidden security gaps, um, see, if many people has a misconception that if an organization is ISO 27001 certified, they are strong enough. So that actually, according to me, as per my experience, it is like they are going in a checklist format. So meaning that I'll go, I'll ask, okay, there would be a scope. I'll ask that what is your area of focus, and they will give me some focus area. Then I will just do a testing on that, or I'll do an auditing on that, say that, okay, everything is secure. But that audit scope does not include everything or might not include everything. So that they might be having a misconfigured system or weak access control or unpatched vulnerabilities. I can give you one real-time example as a case study for a better understanding. Okay, so I got an opportunity to work with a Israel organization. So where it was a petroleum industry, I do not want to name the organization, but it was an Ukraine-based. It's not Israel, sorry, it was Ukraine. Okay, so it was Ukraine-based petroleum organization, So we did it online, few things, and many was in offline also. So what happened is that when we were doing a testing, being an external hacker, when I do that, I could not even perform a single attack. Okay, because their entire security posture, seeing from an external point of view, it was very safe because they follow something called as a zero trust architecture, like say defense in depth. It's not zero trust, but defense in depth, meaning even though one layer has been broken, they would be securing them with another alternative layer, so it was very secure. But when I wanted to do it internally, means when I capture the control of the internal, when I'm doing it in an internal, being an internal or an insider an attack, within a seconds I could able to crack the system because they are using a legacy softwares or legacy system. They are still behind Windows 7, Windows XP machines, and they were using protocols like Modbus and all those things, which could be easily broken. The reason why they can't able to change that is that because these softwares that they are using to run that petroleum, because that petroleum machine that was working would be stopped, finance, means for the entire annually they used to stop only for 5 days, it seems, just for the maintenance purposes. And in between, if there is any short circuit or any shutdown, it would be immediately, it should be rectified within some hours or max 2 days. And the reason is when there is an impact on the petroleum station, there would be an immediate blast, and that could affect the entire surrounding because it is a petroleum tank, right? So, like say, when we did a security auditing, we were trying to change all those things, but the organization says that we don't want to change it, and we can't change this also because the software that is running in the legacy systems will not support the modern systems. So they, even though they know it is vulnerable, but they are supposed to follow that particular legacy systems because of the working setup that they have right now with them. And so then we have analyzed that what is the alternative way. Okay, I know that there are a lot of vulnerabilities. So it means the last layer is vulnerable. So we did, we have framed a lot of set of layers, defensive layers, more stronger, so that no one could able to enter the internal layer. So that is one of the security gap I as a like say audit, like say security auditor, we found it. So very many organizations are still using legacy systems. They are using Windows XPs, they they are using Windows 7 systems and etc. And then process weakness, meaning that they do not know or there is no sufficient people, sufficient trained professional to identify the attacks, or they do not know how to respond to those attacks. Then or the people are prone to attacks, like say uh, all the other technology wise they are secure, but there is no awareness to the employees, like say there is a possibility, there are a lot of possibilities that social engineering attacks are possibles, like uh, e- um, like convincing the help desk professionals to reveal the sensitive informations, and they would prone to phishing attacks, or they are having a like say bad practice of having a password policy, following password policies, and they do not have a proper guidance of where to report, and if there is something is asked, someone has been asking, how do you respond to them? See, good audits do more than check compliances. They uncover real security risk inside the organization. To add on these things, see, it is not the way that we think. The right now, the hidden gaps is checkbox compliance culture, as I said. They are means it is they are thinking in such a way that if you follow all these things, you are secure, but actually not. You have to focus because Always security differs from each and every organization, each and every individual. You have it's following a common checklist to all the organizations do not match. So you have to follow, like say, a risk-driven security culture where we focus on active threats and the risk management to your own specific organization. Then weak security controls, like say, controls are implemented but not effective. Meaning, when we ask the Ukraine team that how often you do pen testing or how often you do vulnerability assessment or security, they said till now we haven't done. Just think of the seriousness. Or like say we recommended to do at least like say quarterly once, because the management is not aware of the importance of doing the security testing. So think of the impact if the petroleum, there are a lot of vulnerabilities, and what if someone is being compromising the organization network and giving some misinformation or a false information to as an input that could break the entire system and the petroleum tank would blast. So the impacts are very high, but the people are unaware of those things. And as I said, no, the lack of continuous monitoring, human factor risks, because again the employees are unaware of it. And like say when the vendors are being connecting, you have to verify them also. So when that is not possible, when you're not doing it, because it is security is something like a, it is like something that you have like assume it is like a balloon. Even if it is a small hole or a big hole, your data should come out as like air is leaking out. So even if compliance, the organization is following a compliances or whatever the standards it's being, the gaps can leave organizations exposed to the real attacks. So that instead of being not having continuous monitoring, we have to have a 24 bar 7 monitoring, and we have to give a training to the employees to tell them or teach them about the common attacks. And then, like say, as we were talking about this AI-powered phishing attack, deep fake attacks, intelligent malwares. So these are all the common attacks. When I want to detect it or defend it, I use a threat detection, AI-based threat detection, which helps me to detect malwares in an easier way. And incident response, the report creation becomes more easier with this AIs. So now, most important to the academicians or the young minds, the college students, what actually the gap is, I felt we were more theoretical. I think we were more theoretical when we were learning. We do have a strong theoretical background, but when we like say again from the industry practice, we have a lot of exposure towards tools based. The difference is your academic is full of theories. Your working nature is full of practicals. Like say, meaning many people in the organization do not know for what they are doing a particular job. So it needs to be a mix of it. So applied cybersecurity research, meaning that we have to learn the theory along with mixed of tools and techniques. How see whenever I used to train my students, I will usually if I wanted to teach phishing attack, okay, I will perform a phishing attack. I will ask them to perform a phishing attack. Then I will teach them how to mitigate the phishing attack. So that because when we wanted to be a security professional, we have to be ahead of a hacker. So we have to think in the hacker's perspective to avoid their attack. And lot of industry case studies need to be included. And like say, most of the colleges now they are actually allowing students with industry and like say industry collaborations like in terms of internships and all those things. So those things actually will help students to look into a lot of things because like say Either when I see a lot of students, no, either they would be very much thorough in theory, but when you ask them to configure a small network, they would not know. Because you, if you wanted to become a cybersecurity professional, okay, networking is the most important skills that you should have. Complete networking skills, then, like say, overview of operating systems, your I let's say some coding. I not say that coding is very much important. I do not say that. You need to know, have a like say tendency to learn new things, and you should have interest in this domain. Then you will learn a lot of things. And to you people, these are all the domains that we have. Okay, like say cybersecurity is all this one. As I said, first thing you should choose your interest. So for that, you have to know the fundamentals of cybersecurity. Like say, what are all the concepts we have? As I was talking about pen testing, security testing, or like say you need to have idea about threat intelligence, or a SOC networking based, or compliances, or we have a secure coding practices. Else, like say, as I said, the frameworks and standards, whichever the one it is, or if you wanted to become a trainer like me, it is also most welcome. So first, we just know what is what. Just at least 2 lines explanation of what is what. Then at one point, some domain will grab your interest. Choose that domain and deep dive into it. Then, if say for example you are interested into networking, so you are choosing security operations, okay. Now learn all the concepts in security operations. You will become an intermediate professional. Now in the security operations, okay, you are very much interested towards incident response. Then then deep dive towards your incident knowledge towards incident response. Then you will become an advanced level candidate. This is how we need to learn. So first, we it is not like say it is okay now AI is trend, so I'm going to learn about AI. No, it's not like that. So always choose your interest. And then also, like say, we have a lot of trends that we might have. Means for the next future, what would be the best that we have? Like say, we do have AI threat detection, as I was talking about. Mm. So when we zero trust architecture, meaning never trust, always verify model, meaning do not trust any of the individuals and keep verifying. And then encryption, your cryptography, quantum resistant encryption, where your encryption model is becoming more stronger. Automated SOAR platform, like say for identifying the incidents and reporting those things, and cloud related security, advanced warfare. Because nowadays, like say this red teaming, blue teamings are more trendings. Because now even if in this like say war time, when you wanted to see if there is any informations you wanted to get, yes, we do follow those things. And cloud based securities, your focusing on continuous monitoring. We have like say human and insider threat defense, which is focusing on your social engineering attacks. So these are all the most trends that would be popping up. So you can just focus your interest towards these things. So that's how you can learn or dive deeper into your interested field, as well as which would give you a more opportunities in the current, right? So again, when you wanted to become a cybersecurity professional, first, or when you have to follow some cybersecurity principles, like say we do have something like always try to use strong password. So always treat your passwords like a toothbrush. Hope you always choose a good quality toothbrush, and you even to your close friend you do not share your toothbrush. And Is anyone is using the same toothbrush till now? From your toddler age to now, here now, no, right? So occasionally keep changing your password, because the password is the more, I could say that more uh, um, easier or a tougher way for an attacker to gain an access to your system. And enable multi-factor authentication means when someone is trying to sign into your account, get it notified. So when you become very lazy, that takes that, it is actually that gives an opportunity for an attacker to attack your system. And always update, if your mobile, update the operating system, update your apps that you're installing, whatever it is, just try to update those things. And keep your software updated, as I said. Secure your devices via having an antivirus. And one simple thing, nothing is free in this world. Okay, no one will give anything for free. Okay, so be cautious when you're connecting with public Wi-Fi. So just think of, why should someone have to recharge or someone have to pay for you playing PUBG? Why should they do that? They not again. Like say, why should someone give you a free charging point, or a free offers, whichever comes free, it doesn't mean it is free. Okay, so they might take some sensitive informations with along with this free they offer. So that information might be, like say, your sensitive informations. So when it comes to free, you have to be very cautious. So when they are telling that, okay, this comes with free, always we have to suspect the quality of it sometimes, right? The same way when they say that it is a public Wi-Fi, when they are giving it for free, you have to double check before you connect it. And always think before you click, because when you click OK or submit or send button in the digital world, according to me, there is no deletion. You can't delete anything from internet or this digital world. You can just simply hide those data from, or it could hide the data from you, but it will never delete. There is no delete operations in this digital world. And if there is something suspicious, report it. So when you report it, it might help some other being hit from by those attack, right? So security is always everyone's responsibility. So stay aware of it and think before you click. So once you click, you have no control of it, right? So this is what I wanted to share it with you. And if you have any questions, you can ask me now.
Thanks a lot, ma'am. Okay, up to you, sir.
Yeah. I have few questions on behalf of the, you know, the community which is attending now. From your experience conducting international audits and cyber investigations, what is one surprising vulnerability or mistake that organizations commonly, overlook? They maybe take it for granted, and that becomes a big issue. Could you please, enlighten us on that?
Yes, of course. So one of the common thing that I have been seen, as I said, is a legacy software. Because, like say, I was talking about the Ukraine example, right? They know, or people are, like say, sometimes like what they do not know the impact. Okay, what is the difference between Windows 7 and Windows 11? It's all Windows, right? So that's what a few people's understanding they have. And so, like say, mostly it is all into the legacy softwares, or the unpatched systems or the vulnerabilities. One thing that I could highlight here is, always Microsoft used to release its patches on Tuesdays. Like say, like when it comes to Tuesday, like say for us, like say for our crowd, it would be like say Wednesday morning, or like say it would be earlier, and we miss some important updates. Might Windows has to force us, okay, you are outdated, you have to fix it. So until and unless they force us, we will not update. So the people, I have seen a lot of people, they do not know the seriousness of an update. So because update is because there is some, the organization or the team have found some vulnerabilities. So to patch that, they are releasing a vulnerability. Say they are releasing a new update. So but the peoples or in the organizations, they do not know the exact, like say, the importance of updating it until and unless it is being forced. So that
Yeah,
is one common thing.
thank you. So, and we also have many students who have joined us today. If a student wants to enter the cybersecurity domain, what would be the first maybe 3 skills or certifications you would strongly recommend them?
So the first, as I was mentioned again, the first is the networking. So networking is the base of cybersecurity, I could say. So networking is very important, and then knowing about the operating system, different operating system, because when there is an attack, it would be on either on the Windows or on the Linux or on Android or it would be a Mac. So there should be a target. So when I wanted to identify an attacks on this endpoints, I have to know what is it. So yes, of course, they need to know have a basics of operating systems, and then basic cyber security. I'm not talking about an like say attack part, and it's not like that. At least knowing about what is CIA, what is the importance of confidentiality, integrity, and availability. That is very important for them to enter into this field.
And okay, you have trained professionals from organizations such as Indian Air Force, TCS, Capgemini, etc. What key or very important cybersecurity skills do organizations expect from young professionals today?
From the young professionals now, the current trend that there is a work nature there, they are expecting SOC, knowledge about SOC, one thing. And then it could be anything. Now you might have heard about, say, AI have actually, the rise of AI have uh, made the many people jobless, and like there are a lot of things. Actually, according to me, it is not like that. You have to update your skills. You know Python, okay, you being a student, knowing Python is good right as of now. But when you want to enter into an organization, you have to know what are the plugins that could support Python with AI so that it could complete the tasks in an easier way. So in that case, your opportunities will be always open. So to the current technology wise, like whatever it has been trending, like say if it is now AI is trending, earlier blockchain was trending. So according to me, like say if you have a good skills on the networking, if you know how actually like say the security operation centers, like say identifying the threats, malwares, it's like say in simple depends upon the current trend. If you are quite aware of, more than enough, that is what they would be expecting. And strong basic foundation. Even I have trained a lot of people of Infosys, CTS, TCS, and all those things. What the first 1 month, what they will learn is they'll start with C++, Java, Python, operating systems, networking, data structures, because this basics is quite important, whatever the job role, irrespective of. So basics along with the latest trends more than enough to enter into an organization, and that's what they expect to.
Okay. Final question from my end. With Gen AI, generative AI becoming widely accessible,
Say that
do you think AI will strengthen cyber defense more or empower cyber criminals more?
It is, as I said, it is like a double sword, as double sword,
Double-edged
one
sword.
thing, so double-edged sword. So it is how you use it. So if you use it in a secure way, it would be secure. Or if you would use it for a malicious purpose, yes, of course it is. And actually nowadays the young peoples are many AIs become, earlier it was open source. Now they are making it a commercialized product so that the basic level of cybercrime attacks could be could be avoided, because it is all commercialized nowadays. And also, let's say when it comes to defensive way, Only the like say again AI tools or use of AI for defensive, the tools based I'm talking about are quite expensive. So like say the organizations are finding difficulties in incorporating AI for securing these things. So now it is again there are a lot of challenges that the organization faces in making it used for security purposes because of lot of challenges, because like say the environmental support or like say the compatibility between the existing system along with the ones, they are finding it bit difficult for even to use it for a defensive purposes. But attacking purposes, there are a lot of things like say there are a lot of open sources were available. But now like say the chat gpt, if I was asking, if I am not giving it for an educational purposes, if I was simply tell ask what is who is Sandhya Rajendran, it will give me you a message saying that I can't provide this information because it is all private information about a person. So the organizations are training the Gen AIs not to create a sense or not to leak a sensitive informations. They are trying their best to make it more secure. Yes, it is all about depends upon the usage of it.
Okay, and we have more questions, but before that, thank you very much for the highly insightful and engaging session. Thanks, Atanu. Now over to Atan.
Okay, thanks a lot. Thanks a lot, sir. Ma'am, I just have very simple question. As technology is like rapidly transforming. Uh, Previously, we have blockchain, that Web3 thing. Then we have nowadays everyone is talking about AI, AI summit, AI and robots and everything. So AI, cloud technology, IoT. How? What do you say that? Which technology will impact the global cyber threat landscape according to you? Because all nowadays, as in this the war that is right now going on, as the current threat that has been taken is from CCTV, that is an IoT device. So yeah.
Yes. So actually, it is a very good question. I appreciate it. So any new technology you come up with, you come with IoT, I'll come with IoT security as a security professional. There would be another person who come with IoT attacks.
Hmm.
Same way you now, let's say, I feel that actually networking is the base, and on top of that, cyber security will never come down at any point because now AI trend. So I am coming with AI security. Before AI, as it was IoT, OT was more familiar. You might have keep hearing this words like OT
OT
security.
security,
So there was OT security, IoT security. So like say, I personally I could say that the cyber security domain will never fall down, but the other technologies, like say, it is like say buzzwords. Here and there it will come. Cloud was very now even though now we are in cloud using clouds, but the threats of cloud has been reduced.
right?
And blockchain was earlier. Everyone was behind a blockchain, and now it was very silent. You never hear a very rarely we used to hear it. So
Right.
whatever the technologies it might come up with, so always we do have a hand of security for it. So it could be like say A security, B
Basically.
security kind of it. So that I go with cyber security than the other technology I could support.
Yeah, but
It is
ma'am,
like an
many a time,
add-ons.
people, say that a blockchain is a little bit more secure as compared to that of the normal Web 2. So, what's your opinion on that?
So it is like say why they are telling it is more secure is nothing but because of its anonymity and the encryption that it has. So that is the basic cybersecurity principle that we follow. So whenever I wanted to secure a system, first thing I have to provide a confidentiality so that my data remains secure. First thing. So how do I do that? With an encryption. And now if I do not want who is doing what, anonymous, privacy. So that's the basic behind this blockchain. So that made it more now actually now earlier it was they were every most of them were behind VPNs
Right.
because that also provide the same things. So it is all the basic security thing when it has been provided that that product becomes a hit as like this.
Okay, thanks a lot. That's are some of the questions that I have. Okay, so now the stage is open for everyone. So, and if anyone have any question or anything to discuss, so they can unmute themselves and they can ask. If not, then we can move to the closing of the session. or if you want, you can also type your question in the chat box. Yes, Satyam,
I,
please go ahead.
So nowadays, in I think in my college, Linux, Kali Linux is very famous. So students are getting attracted to that very quickly, and they are using and we can say exploiting the tools like accessing the camera, Wi-Fi hacking, and all. So you can say they are exploiting it in a bad way. So how do it? Is it bad or is it good? Like we are in the stage of learning. We think like
okay.
that. We are learning that, but still we are accessing our friend's camera unknowingly. So address that situation.
Yes. So Kali, so for the others who are not aware of this Kali Linux, it is actually one of the Linux distribution that we have do for security testing or ethical hacking and all those things. So same way we have Parrot for cyber forensics, Security Onion for network security and all those things. So whatever the Kali Linux gives the tool, it is meant that it is for an educational purposes and for like say just to do it in a protective or like say defensive way. So again, as I said, it is all depends upon until and unless you are not affecting others' privacy, and when you're doing with a proper permission with them, it is legal. Or like say, it is just again. I know I do not even say that it is illegal. You can practice in such a way as being a student, but when you're trying to avoid someone's privacy, yes, of course, it is a criminal offense which is not to be done. So again, the whatever the one we are using, we have to use it in a safer way, safer times.
Likewise, I said that we as a student have perspective of like we are learning. So in future we get any more tools or like new tools to test on. So we, of course, I think students are the most. I think like that perspective that
Yes.
we should try on. We should exploit. You know.
But there are
Yes, so
some
that's what I
sandboxes.
mentioned. Yeah, you
I'm
can
really
just
sorry.
go with
Yeah.
getting the permissions. Like, say, if instead of hacking someone else's camera, just tell your friend that, okay, see, I want to try this on you. So get them, if just tell them, get them notified that you're going to do something like that. And when you wanted to do something, like, say, legitimate in a legal way, in a positive way, yes, this is possible, I guess so.
Yeah, but there are, ma'am, there are some sandboxes available. So if you want to,
True.
test your skills, so then you should go into some sandbox environment, or you can have a dedicated system that is meant for exploitation only. So you can even test your skills over there. It's one of the best thing, and in short, you won't, end up in jail by using that thing. Okay, thanks a lot, Satyam. So do we have any other question?
Well, if you can provide a particular guideline or a roadmap to enter into the cyber security field. So, like we are in first year, first second sem. So, what are the languages we should start now using and get used to that, and like provide a basic roadmap for now at least. Like in 2 or 3 years, we can get ready for cyber security field, so internship again. And
Okay. So the first thing, as I said, learn complete networking. Like say, there I could suggest you one video. It is Power Cert animation. Like say, it was one of the of YouTube free video that we have. That they have a full video about CompTIA A plus, CompTIA Network plus, CompTIA Security plus. So when you learn about these things, you will have an idea about the network devices. You will have complete knowledge on the networking, then you will have the cybersecurity fundamentals. Along with that, when you if you have a slight knowledge on Python, that is an added advantage. Other than that, when you talk about cybersecurity, it is all about you're going to work on the tools until and unless you prefer secure coding. Rest everything is all about playing with the tools and techniques. That's it.
Okay, and we are actually even planning for a dedicated session for this fresher students, so we can have a elaborated discussion over this thing. So I hope ma'am answered your question.
okay, sir.
Okay, yeah, thanks a lot. So anything else? Any other questions? Okay, so I think we don't have. Okay, So, just a second. Okay. 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 New question. Yeah, you can go ahead.
Yeah, good evening, everyone. That
Good.
was a nice session, Sandhya. So, where you have covered about cybersecurity and how all the threat landscape has evolved. So, as per the current industry or technological trends, like how the AI security, the industry is looking towards the AI security, is the same kind of standards which we are already looking as a OWASP top 10 or similar things, or they are coming with something new or framework. So, because I don't see any much capabilities in many organizations regarding the security, they might be using the AI tools in cybersecurity, but how much the people are trying to protect the AI in terms of the attacks. So the basics I think you have covered, like all the data poisoning and how the things. But what is the kind of roadmap that the industry is trying to give us?
So actually, like say when we talk about the standards or the rules that they follow. So as you said, OWASP top 10, even now, even though there are an AI tools that they have, they follow OWASP top 10. I could tell you one thing in short, like say the AI tool is nothing but it is a replacement of a human intelligence. So I know, like say, there is a lot of, like say, we have top 25 SANS software errors, OWASP top 10 vulnerabilities. Similarly, there are a lot of tools that we have. So AI is gonna check on the same rules and the same things. So it is just gonna, the task has become automated. That's it, but whatever the strategies that is being followed remains the same. And the AI tools in advance, they do have the, like say now OWASP top 10, the latest version 2025 got released. Okay, just giving you an example. Now out of 100 people, only 10 to 15 people are aware that from 2017 to 2021 we have an updated version of 2025. We very limited people has those information with us. So now when you use AI keeps minute by minute updated, or even minute is very large. Like say second, yeah, second by second they could able to update it. So with that updated information, they could able to analyze this vulnerabilities or whatever the tool is. So that is the difference actually. The AI tools or the current standards that it is being there followed by the organization.
Yeah. Okay. Got it. Thanks.
Okay. So yeah. Any other questions, or I think we are up to the time. So if you have any question, you can just drop us a mail, so we will gonna share the questions with the speaker, and we'll gonna get back to you with the answers. So okay, thanks a lot everyone. So moving towards the closing notes. So yes, okay. So thanks a lot, ma'am. As we move forward for the closing of today's session, so we are taking, as when we start the session, we were taking the three things that what we are going to learn from this session. So first, the cyber threats now, right now, are global, sophisticated, and constantly evolving, as what ma'am said. The scale and complexity of the attacks are really increasing, and no organization or individual is completely immune. The second takeaway that we have is cybersecurity is no longer just a technical challenge. As highlighted today, it has become a governance, leadership, and strategic issue that requires involvement from decision makers across every organization. And the third one is the mindset, the change of mindset that we have to do. And thanks a lot, ma'am, for uh, ex- emer- sharing the emerging career opportunities in the cybersecurity for the fresher students or those who have joined us. Uh, on behalf of NCORE Foundation, I would like to extend our sincere gratitude towards the esteemed speaker. Our heartfelt thanks to Ms. Santhia ma'am for sharing her global perspective and insights on the evolving cyber threat landscape, and to Mr. R. Savanakumar sir for his strategic guidance, and as well as for the leadership and the guidance that he has given to us. And of course, thanks a lot to all the participants who have joined today and contributed for making this session so much meaningful. And thanks for all the questions that you have shared with us. This particular Cyber Aware Thursday series will continue to bring forward important conversations around cybersecurity, digital behavior, as well as cyber resilience. We're looking forward to welcome you again in our upcoming session next month on the first Thursday of the next month, that is April. Thanks a lot, everyone, and have a very wonderful evening. Thanks a lot.
Yeah, I request all of you to stay tuned next month, Thursday, first Thursday of every month. We are going to have more and more attention grabbing and very useful and interesting sessions. So